Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Diane, and here's her story. Ollie, I am covered in goosebumps after watching your reply to my letter. The narcissists never waste their time with you. Okay, so I just made that one. I'm sending another donation, hoping to hear back from you online. The visit to my mother was part of a plot, my plot. I wanted to go no contact after 2 of her awful letters. Enough was enough. I began weaning her from my email exchanges, then planned this trip. My doctor agrees with you that it could be a horrible idea, but I wanted to validate that my mother really does use the narc tactics. I could have validated that for you without you having to go 7,000 miles to see this 87-year-old bitch. I wanted to get evidence in person. It was a controlled experiment and a chance to use all I had learned from these videos. For me, it was a win-win. I wanted validation, especially since she lies about our experiences. Worst that could happen is that I get some very needed validation. The plan for about a year, I sent 1 letter per month, simply reflecting her letters, her usual to-do list. One time, I only sent a postcard written by my husband saying all is well. My visit to her was a demotion. We visited only 4 days instead of 2 to 3 weeks and staying at an Airbnb. Now we are back, monthly blah blah emails. Now I will gaslight her and confirm that we had a great time. I want her to believe it. I am sorry it has come to this, money, but it is all she has left for me. I am still in the will. I would be stupid to blow it now, after all this time. I am emotionally detached and secretly delighted. I will never go back. She will be my brother's problem as she dies. I have scheduled future emails in my agenda. That way I don't have to think about it much. Intrusive thoughts are my current problem. Round and round. Also, I preemptively killed any future guilt with that visit. I know it was a nice present to her. It was expensive in terms of time, money, and emotion. She did not deserve it. I want her to remember that our last time together went well. This is my plan. And it did go well. I basically sat and listened. There was only one brief blowout where she insisted on rewriting a specific event in our family history. I just pointed out what really happened and dropped it. She then proceeded to give me a beautiful concrete example of her selfish tactics. I apparently have the worst memory. Ha ha ha. Priceless. Now, all I have to do is wait and pretend to send a monthly postcard. I will beat the narcissist at her own game. My old favorite song by the Zombies, She's Not There, perfectly describes my narcissist mother. Have a listen. Best regards, Diane. I would be really, 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 really cautious, Diane, about hanging in for the money. Okay? Because when all else fails with the narcissist, okay, when she feels she's run out of her supply. And here's the thing, here's the thing I would be real careful of, Diane, as you gaslight her back. She knows how she treated you there. She absolutely knows what she did, and she knows what she did is gaslighting. So if you try to gaslight her back, it might annoy her. Might annoy her to the point where she cuts you out of the will anyway. I still say there's a good shot she'll cut you out of the will. I say there's a good chance your brother talks her into it somehow. Now, unless you're the executor and you would be notified of any changes, be careful if you're going to hang in there for the money. I understand that. I understand the allure of that. Believe me, I understand it. Okay, and most times, now some people it works out for, but it's a rarity with narcissism. It is a real rarity. Most people get screwed over because that will is their final fuck you. It's control up until their deathbed. Even if your mother sees it as you gaslight, not gaslighting, but she's got you convinced somehow that these are the events that went down and she's got you believing it. Don't think for 1 minute that she still won't pull you out of that well somehow. Just to make it hurt all the more. I don't know how well you trust her. If you're going to leave it to your brother, I would imagine you and your brother don't have a great relationship. So don't think he wouldn't get in her ear to try to take you out of the will as well. What I'm saying is, if you want to be rid of this woman, and you have to be prepared to be cut out. You have to almost expect it. And the real question you got to ask yourself is, what happens if you go through all this and she cuts you out of the will anyway? Then what? You got to at least consider it's a possibility. And with people like this, it's a good one. You can go to you can tell me how you went there and you were working her, but she still kind of drew you in a little bit. There was still a blow up. She was still testing her waters. She still didn't talk to you for 4 days. She was still mistreating you for a reason. That reason doesn't go away. That motivation doesn't go away. And eventually, as they get sicker and older and closer to death, these narcissists look for a master stroke. So even if it's not in her mind to cut you out of the will, it will be. It will be. Because that's how they get their supply when they die. As they're facing the end and they're facing it all. How do I keep some kind of control past the grave? I know. I'll leave them. I'll cut her out. I'll leave it to this one. These narcissists all do it. So do not count on that money. I hope it's there for you and I hope it works out for you. But you have to look at it logically and you have to look at it clear-eyed. And regardless whether you deserve it, we all deserve it. But this isn't about what we deserve. This is about what's realistic. And is it worth it? And that's for you to decide. So, I hope it works out for you. But don't underestimate this woman's ability to cut you out. Don't underestimate your brother's ability to cut you out. Because when they die, when they get closer to death, they get more desperate. And the narcissist wants to control you from beyond the grave. So be very careful. So, thank you for another donation and another story. I really appreciate it. I hope this helps. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to help keep it sponsored, growing, and expanding, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.